hello, the humans, bees, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. I am Bushka, and this is PubG Mobile. Welcome to channel if this is your first time here. Welcome back to channel if you're a regular trooper and you love rolling along to get your ears bashed by a big bald Aussie bloke that loves a little bit of mobile gaming. That's me. So I want to talk about a couple of things. I'm going to show some edited parts of various games. There's actually quite a few games here, and I'm also going to show you some solo squad stuff and talk about how I use that to kind of train myself and how it can be really, really invaluable to actually create good habits in your gameplay. And I want to talk about also just the random nature and how you have to be so good at adapting to what's going on around you, even though sometimes you can't do it well enough. We've engaged a whole bunch of people down here to my direct west, the big green barn. And it's ended up being a fight that's involved 4 squads. Our squad, 2 of the blokes from our squad, Jabba and GT Hawk, and then 2 other squads that are absolutely full to the brim, and 1 squad that got stuck in the green barn right at the start and has been sandwiched between a squad from the south and a squad from the north. Now I've cleared a couple of the blokes at the back here, and I've got 1 more guy to clear after this one. So here we go. Nail him with the AK, and things are going on. But that's not what really this part is about. What I want to talk about here is the concept that you can really get screwed over by circumstance. When we started this fight, there was 3 or 4 guys in a barn. And then we had 12 other people join in. And there's only 3 of us in a squad. So the odds of us coming out of this one on top are actually quite slim. Now, I've cleared the squad that was behind us. I've cleared all 4 of them because they had to push into me. But now I've got the exact same problem. I've got to push in. You're going to see GT Hawk's just been killed by a guy called Nishi Matt or something. So I know that in the squad, and he was killed, there he goes, Nish Matt. And the same guy's knocked Jabba Wingo. Now, he's coming from the southwest. So I know that he is on the southwest. It's the only squad member's name who I know is coming from the southwest. I'm going to roll up there. Now this, I now have no choice. I have to push here. GT's dead. I'm in a squad. Jabba Wingo is knocked, but I cannot just roll up and start rezzing him when they're actually pushing. There's one of them there, and so I've got to clear that one first. Here we go. So we get rid of him. That's not Nishi Matt. That was Bios, right? That's not the guy that shot Jabba already. So I'm about to start going. I'm like, can I start rezzing him? I'm going to start reviving him. Then I hear the noise, and there's another guy up there by the tree. And this is that's CM Dat. That is still not Nishi Matt. I've still not got the guy who was there with the Car 98. And Jabba's now going. I don't have a choice. And this is where circumstance gives you bad decisions. I've got to push him. There's no way around it. And I end up dying because there's no way around it. If I don't push in straight away, Jabba is dead. I've got to clear that guy or I'm dead. So the game gives you decisions like that all the time. This is later on in the same run where Jabba and GT are also down. And I'm pushing into this little area over here. And the more you get experience in these situations, the better off you will be. I can see a guy in the window there. I'm going to just chuck up a Molotov cocktail. I want to clear him, get him away from that window, and then I'm going to push in and assault. And I actually had something strange happen here where in my headphones, the sound stopped. So I couldn't tell whether the guy was moving or not. So I throw a fake grenade. I don't have any frag grenades left. That's a fake one just to get him moving off. And then I'm going to evacuate the room because basically I don't know how many people are up there. I don't know what's going on. There's fire all around me. I've got no time left before the circle comes in, and I don't want to get stuck up there injured, even if I win the firefight. So I vacate and move to within the circle. The more you play in these tense kind of situations, and the more you have to make these kind of decisions, the better off you'll be with it. And I just ignore that guy. He's not coming out of there alive. I'm going in here. I want to be in a place where I can actually, move around. But hang on, there's other people trying to fire at me. So there we go. This is his teammate. Clear him. I think it's his teammate. Maybe it's not. There's someone else outside. This is all such tense, such quick fire decision making, and I'm doing the best. I'm doing the best against squads of people, solo. Now I'm going to throw down a Gren. Now, one of the things I like to use smoke for all the time in these situations is not so much to offensively. You want to use smoke defensively. And all I'm doing when I throw this here, because I know there's people all around me, like there's a tiny little circle there. I just want to disguise my exit. When I bail out of this window, I don't want to have people tracking me as a target. I want to be able to bail out that window and get some time running ahead of steam up before they actually can get a beat on me. I'm jumping and moving and jiggling and wiggling, and then I still miss my jump in the window, which is nerve-wracking at best, and I'm up to the top of another window. And that's why I was throwing that smoke. As you can see, there's a guy over there who just knocked someone. I can't see anyone out these windows, and I don't have the wherewithal to actually put fuck mobile or puck mobile. That's the guy who was back at the last house that I left upstairs. He's eventually got wrecked. And there's Twan Sniper, who's out there somewhere, God knows where. And here comes a car, like Ripper. Here comes a bloke. Clear him. Excellent. And now there's just people all around me. These are the kind of firefights that I love, though. And for that reason, I play a lot of squad solo. I play an awful lot of squad solo. On the American server, I played most of the last week solo and still got up. I mean, if I had kept pushing, I wasn't far off getting to Diamond on American as well as I think I was Diamond 3 maybe on Asia. I can't remember. Diamond 4. I can't remember how we finished last night's run before the service came down. And it's really good fun. You get in firefights like this all the time as the zone pushes towards the end because there's just literally whole squads of people and you don't have a lot of choice. And you can see there's some people over there to the, I think it's to the north of me. Yeah, they're just moving around behind that house and I'm going to try and clear that squad. And then I'm going to push down into the circle. And these kind of games are so good for actually making you a better player. They force you to constantly assess outcomes and probabilities and make guesstimates and figure out, you know, the best ways to approach things. Because you are literally 1v4 all the time. And you have to really think your way through these situations. And I love that. And what I'm doing now is basically waiting for that guy to start moving into the circle. There's a guy that's over there. I can see his head right there. There we go. Tap him. Tap him out. There's his last squad mate, I think, that's left. Waiting for him to move into the circle. He's reversed up. Clear that bloke. Excellent. This has been a great fun little fight. Now, I'm not even bothering killing those. So the kill numbers to me aren't really important. I know the zone will clean them up. I'm trying to get the chicken dinner here. There's another bloke in there. Don't have time. Just don't have time. Gotta run, gotta run, gotta run. That's all there is to it. He can deal with the zone on his own. He's the guy I knocked earlier. So I've knocked 3 blokes there. Just left him. Yeah, there we go. Zone gets that bloke. I'm still running. Unluckily, there's Twan the Sniper. He gets me in the end. We came 4th. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Here's another game where I am alone. Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking that I wasn't trying to win, because in none of these games do I take the high road and actually just go for the chicken dinner. I'm going for kills. I'm going for, well, not so much kills, I'm going for the firefights. And that's what this video is all about. It's about firefights. It's about thinking your way through those kind of things. I know that this room hasn't been looted because there's a level 3 Spetsnaz helmet downstairs. So I'm pretty confident that I can run straight through upstairs and get in a position to go sniping. And I've got the SKS and it's pretty kitted out, right? Pretty kitted out. So I'm confident that I can get involved, get stuck in and have some fun. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I could quite easily have gone and lay down in the grass and crawled into final circle and tried to win it. And I'll show you a couple of games at the end where I do actually think my way through the squad game and do very, very well. But here we go. SKS. So we've pushed through. We've cleared 3 guys to the, I guess you call that east. And we're still looking for targets. There's a lot of action going on over there, but much like the first game you saw where I was with GT and Jabba, there's also a lot of action behind me to the south because that's where the circle is. There's still 14 other humans alive, and they are in big groups of squad. I am looking for the targets that are pushing down there. I'm very wary of going and sniping from this room. The reason being that you see these big open windows here. When you snipe out this direction, quite often people can see you through those windows and put fire in across you. There we go. There's a bloke. Get a nice shot into him, but he gets around the corner. Unfortunate. Can't do much about that. I'm moving a lot while I'm not firing as well because there's no way no one's heard this SKS. It is absolutely like holding up a huge red flag and waving it when you fire this thing. The SKS is a very, very loud weapon. Much like the AKM, the 7.62 round is absolutely brutal. Here we go. We've got another bloke running up. Pro lean. 2 shots. Bang. Bang, knocked him. Get another one in just there, but we can't really see him. And he manages to escape. We don't actually, and here's those people firing through the left-hand side of the building. There you go. They're suppressing. Can't do much about that. Lots of fire from both sides. Excellent stuff. So I've knocked another bloke, but he's going to get revived. We won't get the kill for that. And I'm just out here looking now, wondering where the next little bit of love is going to come from. And I highly recommend doing this. If you want to get in the middle of really big firefights a lot and just absolutely have to think on your feet non-stop and do this, and you don't like arcade mode, then this is an excellent way of doing it. Arcade mode is also something that I think is massively undersold for people who want to get better at the game. Being able to have constant fights means you get better at it. It's like anything else. If you want to get better at a particular profession, you want to shoot a better jump shot in basketball or hit the curve in baseball or whatever you want to do, the more you do it, the more likely you are to figure it out and get better at it. Now I can hear that there's someone who's underneath me. I switch up. There he is. M416 is a very forgiving mistress. There we go. We clear him. We actually get a kill for that one, thank God. But here's the thing. If you're going to do this, it's not to win a chicken dinner. This is not how you win a chicken dinner. It is absolutely not how you win the chicken dinner. You might get it occasionally. You might have a squad mode where you go hog wild and get 20 kills, but it's not going to be a common occurrence because you see I kill one of that guy's squad, then I kill the second member of his squad, and then I have to run into the zone line. There are footsteps to my right. There it goes. There's footsteps to my left. I'm trying to run over behind this, and I get killed. Because, I mean, everyone knows you're there. You're thinking on your feet. You're doing as well as you can. But sometimes the algorithms are just too tough, and you don't have a choice, and you just get absolutely wrecked. Again, I'm going to show you one more where I'm actually just being an absolute grub here. You can see, I note that on the map, a whole bunch of shots are going off to my left. There is a crate dropped up here not long ago. And I heard a single shot, bolt action. There you go. It's like an AWM or an M24, something big. And there's gunfire being returned from the other side of those red houses. So I'm going to run up here. Now, I'm doing a video at the moment as well called Use Your Ears, which is about the sounds in PubG. If you're sprinting, you are as loud as you possibly can be with your feet. If you're crouched over like this, not sprinting, that's a reasonable facsimile of being stealthy. I mean, you can be quieter, you can get on your bum, on your guts and crawl down the mountain, which is absolutely quieter, and that's what we're doing now. But when you want to be stealthy, you really have to use the crouch button, okay? So I'm crouching, so at least now it's quiet. So while he's firing and he's totally tunneling in on the guy to the south of us, I'm going to be able to get nice free shots. Now there's that M24, I think it was, is the bloke firing an M24 again. And then I finally get visual. Now I'm being very, very careful here. Very careful, because I know I'm not rendering for anyone that's on the other side of the map. So I'm trying to keep the tree between me and anyone that's possibly over there. Clear him and then his mates further down the field. Move on in. I've got an 8x scope on an M416 there, by the way. It's a very, very good way of playing. It's an excellent sniper rifle. And now I move on down the field. But you'll note, I know he was firing at someone. If he was in a gunfight, the other guy was still firing back, I am not going to stand up. There's the 8x again. And we clear out that guy in the ghillie suit over there because Grass doesn't render past 150 meters. Excellent stuff. And then I'm still just moving slowly down here to the crate. If I was drawn to this gunfight, then there's every chance that there's more people drawn to this gunfight, because again, we're playing in squad mode. And lo and behold, listening, using my ears, there's someone. Reload, clear him out, and then I listen again for his squad. I can hear him, there he is again. He dies instantly, so that was the last two in that squad. They're really good examples of firefights that I get into and the reasons that I play them that way. But what if I wanted to win in squad? Here we go. We got 6 kills and someone's shooting me. I don't want the gunfight. It's a really bad gunfight. Grass doesn't render past 150 meters. I know that, so I'm going to run back here and get down on the ground. See, oh, just over the edge of the lip. I think that I'm safe enough there, but I'm going to make sure and then come back here and lie down behind this tree. There's 12 people left. It is final circle. Look at just about final circle. Look at the size of the circle. If you're looking at the circle there, you can see that there is not a lot of space. And one of the other things I'm happy with here is I'm waiting not just till the circle gets small enough for me to have everyone compress into the small part. I'm waiting for those snipers over there to be close enough to me that grass will start rendering again. I know because I'm looking at the top of the mountain there that you can see at about 300 and the grass isn't rendering on the top of that mountain. So if there's anyone that was sniping like the guy that was sniping me previously, he'll still be able to see me if I move slightly forward here. The grass won't render for him. Plus, this is final circle with squads. I'm going to let them tear each other the hell apart and be very, very happy with it. I've got 6 kills. I've done a reasonable amount of work here in this final this squad game to actually feel like, hey, I'm not just walking around alone doing nothing. I've got 6 kills. I play solo. There's 4 other blokes in all the other squads. Let's see how we go. Now time is on my side. I'm coming into the circle from the grass. I've got an M416 and about 400 rounds of 5.56. There is no stress whatsoever. I have the tools to win the game. I'd like more body armor, but I've got med kits, I've got everything else. And plus, I've come in from the shallow side. I don't know if you can tell, but there's no one behind me. The reason I know that is because I moved up with the circle in a car. I drove, and I wasn't recording at the time, which I apologize for. I didn't realize until I got up here. That's why I was actually sitting still behind that box, is I was pressing record and then adjusting the sound. I drove up right along the edge of the circle. So as the circle was coming in, I let it push me right into the corner so that when I got to this corner, I knew there was absolutely no one behind me. And now that grass isn't rendering for them either over there. They've had to move forward. You can see that sniper coming in off the hill. Everyone is in the grass now. Everything is equal. I can now move forward here and there's no stress whatsoever. Now there is someone behind that tree. One other thing, by me sitting at the back there, by me not firing off at any of these guys as they're in their big gunfights, there's every chance that whoever is in the middle of this circle is thinking that there is no one here. That this is a free and clear area, that all they have to do is worry about the guy who's over there near present. And that is a big mistake, because you can see that bloke, I've got a suppressed M416. I'm just letting him cycle out there, run around while I nut him. I'm just trying to get the kill. Only 3 others left alive, so it's important to get this guy. He's behind a tree though, and I don't know where the other 2 people are. And if they're not shooting him while he's running around, they're more than likely going to be a squad, right? Are we in agreement on that? It's more than likely that the other 3 people left are in the same team. So I'm just watching, just snapping off. There's no way they know where I am. And I can see them over there on the right. There's the first one down, second one down. Excellent. Only one guy left now. He'd just obviously been revived, the guy that I knocked out before. Just waiting. I don't know where he is. I just don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing. I've not seen anyone moving. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'll tell you where he was. He was outside the circle. And we got the chicken dinner. Excellent. This one is another big squad game. And this one is actually where I have two really big engagements. There's a crate has landed just the other side of that hill. I'm looking for firefights here. I'm actually looking for firefights. I'm looking for footage. I should be honest about this too. One of the reasons I love going in these games and getting big firefights is because it makes more interesting YouTube viewing. I could probably win a lot more games if I just concentrated on, you know, being stealthy. I've watched some really interesting YouTube videos on the PC version where they talk about running in on the shallow side of the circle and not engaging anyone unless they absolutely have to. And that's fair enough. That does seem like a sensible way of winning chicken dinners. But it's also not much fun. What I'm going to do here is show you... so we knocked that bloke. Gonny WS or whatever. I know there's a bunch of people over there because I heard heaps of firefights going on at that squad. Remaining calm in this situation is pretty cool because basically there's a whole squad coming. You've got to know that they're coming and all you can do is be as difficult as possible to knock out. So by lying down in this grass and then not moving it until I absolutely have to, I'm going to be in a great position. I've got severe ammo deficiency going on, 47 rounds of UMP, which is not enough. But because I'm being quiet and because I'm not jumping around and losing my mind, they just don't know where I am. I've got 8 rounds of UMP left. Here we go. This bloke knows it's somewhere over here. God bless the SKS and your heavy-handed stopping power. But I'm still invisible in this grass in the corner. There's 2 guys left. Here he comes, sneaking around the corner. That's the one that I knocked earlier. Come on, where's your buddy? Where's your buddy? Here he comes, over there behind the edge of the... Oh, hang on, there's 2 guys left. Knock the other one, not worried about him now. And we get the lot. Now that's pretty sneaky. That's being a complete bastard. Let's be honest. I want to talk about this then. So I then get out of military base area and I'm running across. See how I'm not grounding the boat? See how I'm leaving it there? There's a reason for that. Because if the circle, which is quite big at the moment, slips back across to the other side and I've got to cross the bridge, I'm screwed. And if I've run the boat all the way up on the beach, I can't get the boat back off, so I'm absolutely screwed. Now you can see there is a car coming. I know what they want to do. They want to get out here on the edge of the circle and work their way back in. That's a very smart thing to do, because basically, if you can do that, then you can control what's behind you, and you know that there is no way that you can get snuck up from behind. So if you've got 4 guns or 3 guns looking out to the north and northwest and northeast, you've got a great chance of getting the chicken dinner at the end. But I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking exactly the same thing. So what I'm going to do is move forward here, crawling, and do it as well. You can see where I'm on the point there. When I had the boat, the circle was actually bigger. It was still touching the other side of the island, so there was a chance. So here's me. I'm just waiting for these guys to actually get out of their car. 1, 2, and how many have we got? We're sure we've got 2. I think there's 3. There's 3. There's definitely 3. So we're going to clear this bloke. And then I'm going to be a complete bastard. I'm going to backpedal. You can see where I've waited between them and the circle. And I'm just going to crawl backwards until the circle is right on my ass, and then I'm going to wait for them again, which is a terribly nasty thing to do. You can see there's a bloke running across from left to right. I know he's there, but like whatever. Like I'm basically just going to crawl all the way back here and wait until they're forced to come into the circle. This is like the opposite of that first brawl, that first gunfight we had, where the circle screwed us, where we got stuck coming into the circle with people in front of us. I'm forcing these guys to come back to me. I've got a suppressed M416. This is really clever what this guy does. This is the last guy in their group. I'm waiting for him to come towards me, but he jumps in the car, and then instead of driving straight in where he knows that he's going to get screwed, right? He drives to the edge. I actually was quite impressed by this. He drives to the edge, jumps off, and then runs around along the edge of the rocks and the water's edge. I was impressed. It still doesn't work because I still know where he's got to come up to the circle from, which is over there. And, you know, we wait for him and we get him anyway. So we've now killed a whole bunch of people, 2 squads basically, and all I've got to do now is crawl my way into the final circle, be there first, and wait for the other bloke to come running towards me, and we get a chicken dinner. So it's our second squad chicken dinner of the run. 1,500 damage, 9 kills, and, you know, I thought that one through pretty seriously, like I was paying attention, whereas I wasn't really paying attention on some of the other ones. I hope that's good for you guys. I hope you take something away from that whole run and some of the things that I was doing there, the tactical side of stuff, and maybe gives you some food for thought for your games. If you want to get involved in those big firefights and still get a bit of rating, you can run solo and squad, and it will teach you a lot. It might be a bit annoying for you at times, but it will really give you an idea on where you are in the world in terms of both your brawling capabilities, like for the up-close knife fight style, gun-on-gun, close-quarters combat, and for the tactical thinking when you really want to knuckle down and get a squad win and you start using your brain. Those are the kinds of things that I think make PubG an infinitely more interesting game than just a standard first-person shooter where you're running around, like just playing in a very, very small map environment and, you know, blowing people up with a rocket launcher. That's not for me at all. Love your work, team. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the long narrative. And until next time, stay safe on the battlefield.